Hey guys, what is up? It's Legion of Gaming here, and we're back today with another episode of our Mass Effect Legendary Edition Let's Play on Insanity difficulty. In the last episode, we finished the recruitment mission for Warlord Okir, which unfortunately at the end he ended up having to sacrifice himself so that his specimen could live, which was what he claimed to be a perfect Krogan who is in a test tube now just up over there in our little storage bay. We could go ahead and try to wake him up right now, but we're not gonna do that. I went ahead and did, just as I've been doing the other episodes, some extra research. I did the sniper damage that we found on the last mission, as well as that enabling us to have increased damage on our sniper headshots. I also went ahead and did a retrain and took our points out of energy drain and put some points into operative here and maxed our incinerate out, because for these next few missions, spoiler alert, nobody's going to have any shields for us to actually be draining, because obviously energy drain doesn't work on barrier, it only works on shields. But we're going to go ahead and talk to Jack here.
Hey.
Tell me about you, Jack. What are you up to?
Still checking out your ship. Wouldn't mind putting her through her paces when you're not around.
Maybe later.
I doubt Joker would appreciate that. At least not while we're working.
Relax. Joyriding doesn't have the thrill it used to. Besides, if I wanted it, I'd take it.
That's so.
I've been around. Ran with gangs, wiped out some gangs, joined a cult. Kept the haircut. I learned how to survive and not be a victim.
Tell me about the cult.
It's hard to imagine you in a cult. That usually involves a lot of rules.
I was looking for answers. Drugs and sex and going to a better place. A better place, right. It was all about money. They wanted to take a colony, shake the suckers down to fund their spread, and guess who was their ace in the hole? They were just like the rest. Didn't give one shit about me.
What happened to them?
What did you do when you found out?
What do you think?
You don't trust anyone?
You must have met some good people, too.
Everybody wants something, and because of that, everything is fair game. Murder, assault, kidnapping, drugs, stealing, arson, done it all. And that's the boring shit. Piracy, theft of military craft, destruction of a space station, and vandalism. That was a good one.
Theft of a military craft?
Military's a hard target. Bet that made you some friends.
Shouldn't have left the thing unlocked. Besides, parades are boring. I helped.
The destruction of a space station.
A space station. You're pushing what I can believe.
Ain't saying it was easy. Not everything is spur of the moment. Sometimes you gotta work to give people what they deserve. Had some people I hung with for a while. Outlaw colony. Felt like they were like me. Guess that made us a nice target. Turians think they know something about a scorched earth response. Fuck 'em.
Tell me about the piracy.
You were a pirate, too?
Ties in with the kidnapping. If you hijack a passenger ship and don't kill everyone, anyway. Good lesson. Simpler to just kill them all.
Vandalism.
I'm surprised you'd even mention vandalism in that bunch.
That's what the Hanar call it when you crash that space station I mentioned into one of their moons and make a new crater. They really liked that moon.
So as you can tell, Jack has been doing quite a bit of just running around ever since, she escaped Cerberus when she was younger, and you actually get a lot more background and backstory if you continue talking to her and as you complete her loyalty mission. You regret none of it?
Do you ever wonder if you could have done things differently?
No.
Shouldn't you?
There's no reason I should be alive, but I am. You know why? Instinct. It's worked for me so far, and I'm not gonna change. Hey, Shepard. No one's ever asked me about this shit. It's strange to talk about. So fuck you. And thanks for asking.
So, as you can see, she hasn't really had too many people in her life that have actually been, positive influences and had, healthy relationships with, or anything like that. Zaid's over there, and like I said, over here is where the pod is containing the Krogan that Okir created, so you can come in here at any point in time and wake him up. If your Paragon's not high enough, though, you're not going to be able to pass the little speech check there, and that can be potentially problematic for you. But right now we don't really have that big of a use for him, because basically it's kind of just like having another Zaid, where you've got someone who's got a assault rifle and a shotgun, and then he's got like concussive shot and stuff like that.
The man wishes to speak to you in the debriefing room, Commander.
So not really going to be the most helpful of squad mates here. For the next mission here, it's going to be Horizon, which whenever they say the elusive man wishes to speak to you, basically means that you're about to get like another like a Cerberus mission that pertains to the whole collector mission and everything like that. So you're going to be going up against the collectors in this one.
Shepard, I think we have them. Horizon, one of our colonies in the Terminus systems, just went silent. If it isn't under attack, it soon will be. Has Mordin delivered the countermeasure for the Seeker swarms?
Not yet.
Let's hope he works well under pressure. There's something else you should know. One of your former crew, Ashley Williams, she's stationed on Horizon.
What's she doing on Horizon?
Last I knew, Ash was Alliance. Why is she out in the Terminus systems?
Officially, it's an outreach program to improve Alliance relation with the colonies, but they're up to something. And if they sent Chief Williams, it must be big. Perhaps you should take it up with her.
This can't be a coincidence.
The Collectors just happened to pick a colony with one of my former crew? I don't buy it.
It shouldn't be a surprise the Collectors are interested in you, especially if they're working for the Reapers. They might be going after her to get to you.
Let's notify the Alliance.
We should send a message to the Citadel. The Alliance can give us reinforcements.
Not until you investigate. I don't want the Alliance getting in our way. Once you have the situation under control, I'll send the message personally.
I'm ready to move.
Send the coordinates. We'll head straight there.
This is the most warning we've ever had, Shepard. Good luck.
Joker, set a course for Horizon. I've got to go see the professor.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Tell me you have something.
Yes.
Lilith, we've got a problem.
Still can't calibrate the targeting matrix?
Those defense towers are useless if we don't figure it out.
Sorry, Chief. Getting our comm systems back online takes priority.
Yeah. Okay. Surprised people haven't tried to blame that one on me, too.
People out here don't trust the Alliance. It's nothing personal. What is that?
Get everyone to the safe house. I'll cover you. Run!
So as you can see, this is how the collectors are attacking each of the colonies, is by sending in those swarms like Vitor was telling us back at Freedom's Progress, and paralyzing everyone. And then once they can't move, that's when they start sending in their ground forces to start actually collecting everybody up into those pods.
Assuming control.
And so just like with Saren there, you can see when the Reapers are exerting their control over the collectors, that's what happens as they go and start to
We
blow
are the
kind of how
harbinger
Saren
of their
did.
perfection. Prepare these humans for ascension.
So normally for this mission, if I'm playing on a difficulty that's not Insanity, you could probably be good with going with Morden and with Miranda, because then you have with you as well just having triple ability to take out armor, which whenever you're fighting the collectors, basically everybody is going to have armor and health or barriers and health, and whenever the Reapers take over there and you're fighting Harbinger, it is going to be barriers and armor. So what you basically, if it's someone that can't take out armor or can't take out barriers, you don't want to bring him. So like Jacob, basically useless, you don't want to be doing him. Jack, also pretty useless, just because all she has is shockwave and warp. So like you can use shockwave to kind of like knock people over and crowd control, and the warp ammo can kind of help you take out barriers. But as you can see, she's only heavy pistols and shotguns, so it's pretty short range, just like Jacob is. For Kasumi, you know, you've got the grenade, overload, and shadow strike, which is good. Not saying that you can't bring her there, but again, you're going to run into issues of not being able to really take out the barriers, right? Because overload doesn't work on barriers. More than like I was saying, you got Incinerate, Neutral Shock, and Cryoblast. Got to make sure you take out the barriers first, or it's not really going to be helpful. Zaid can be another one where you're like, okay, maybe you can make a case for it, but in my opinion, the best loadout for you right here is going to be Miranda and Garrus, because Garrus has concussive shot, so he can do the barriers, and then he also has, you know, sniper rifle and assault rifle, so it's just better in my opinion to choose to go on this mission. Then as you can see, we're all kind of like locked on points with our squad, so after this mission we'll be able to actually go and get them 3 points into each of their abilities. And for Miranda, I'll probably do warp, and for Garrus, we'll probably go ahead and get his Turian Rebel score maxed out there. Loadout's going to be the same as the last one, so let's get the mission itself started.
We're ground sack. Mort, you sure these armor upgrades will protect us from the Seeker swarms?
Certainty impossible, but in limited numbers should confuse detection make us invisible to swarms. In theory.
In theory? That sounds promising.
Experimental technology.
So we're going to go ahead
Only
and
test
get
is
our rifle on,
contact
use
with
our
Seeker
cloak
swarms.
here.
Look forward to seeing you survive.
Firing a high impact shot!
So that is what it looks like when you get the slow time on your sniper shots.
I got it!
And then you can still throw like your incinerate and stuff over there, you just won't get full damage off
This should
of
slow
it.
him down.
because obviously you're not gonna be fully through their barriers. Gonna go ahead and use warp on concussive shot.
Firing a high impact shot.
That little barrier ability that you just saw him put up is gonna be the literal bane of your existence as you continue to go through the mission here, because it's like as soon as they're about to be dead, that's usually when they're gonna use that ability. And then if Harbinger goes and takes control of them, then they go from, hey, this guy's like one shot away from dying, to guess what, now you have to go completely kill him again. So if you're trying to focus him down so that he can't, you know, kill you, it can be a little bit difficult to time things out. So kind of just gotta control what you can control and make sure that you're not just bum rushing into things as usual. So as you can see, clearly the countermeasures are working.
The collectors are disrupting communications.
We're on our own now.
Let's go ahead and use our cloak here.
Heavy weapon.
So we're just gonna be right here for right now, not gonna push ahead too much. Those the particle beam right there is a very strong weapon. You want to make sure that you do not just sit there and take shots from that thing for no reason. It will basically drop your shields in a heartbeat. And then, like we said before, most of what you're going to be facing right here is going to have shields, or sorry, not shields, barriers and health, or it is going to have armor and health. So now you can shoot those little bubble shields and make them go away faster, but you're not always going to have that option, especially not if you've got multiple threats coming after you. I'm going to go ahead and move up now. We'll do concussive shot.
Concussive shot ready.
Now,
Here we go.
once you've got those upgrades to your operative, or what's it called for? Yeah, operative. So once you've got your points there into operative
Those
and
things
you're
look
slowing
like the husks
down,
the Geth used on Eden Prime.
I thought the Geth got that technology from Sovereign.
The elusive man was correct. The collectors are agents of the Reapers.
so once you get your points there into operative and start slowing down, and you've got that increased headshot damage, that's when you really start to come online damage-wise. And that's why we went ahead and made sure that we were going to have a good submachine gun for like closer range, so that we could drop people's shields and things like that. And then, as I'm sure you just heard them
These
talking about,
things used to be human. This what's left of the colonists?
No. On Eden Prime, victims were turned into husks by impaling them on spikes. We haven't seen any. The collectors must have brought the husks. They're taking the colonists alive for something else.
so now we definitely know that the Reapers are working with the Collectors. We obviously knew because we saw the cutscene, but now our characters know. And unlike in Mass Effect 1, where they were creating the husks, like they just said, there's no spikes around, so they had to get them from somewhere, and we don't know where exactly they got them. But living victims, that's definitely not a good sign.
The Collectors must be experimenting on the colonists. What are they up to?
Maybe it's better not to know the details.
The only way to find out is to stop them.
Let's go save the colonists.
The collectors aren't getting away with more victims. Let's move out.
Yes, sir.
All these empty buildings.
Go ahead and use our cloak here.
Just like freedom's progress. Tag.
Look out!
So, as you can see, even if we go and have our bonus damage for right now, we still aren't going to be able to, like, one-shot these collectors. So, you really want to be careful and make sure that your target selection is on point, because otherwise you're going to be hurting pretty bad, because you're going to be looking out there, and they're just going to be taking pop shots at you the whole time. So you want to kind of let them get their barrier down to about half, and then if you have the abilities up off a cooldown to go and be able to get them down the rest of the way, great. If not, then you'll get them and get them to about half health, and then hopefully be able to take the follow-up shot. So we're going to let that guy continue to come on down to us so that he can get closer. And then anytime you get to see those red crosshairs, that's a confirmed headshot.
One less to worry about!
Which, as you can see, they go down pretty quick once you get that headshot in, once you have the 50% bonus to your headshots. So another one just landed over there on the other side of this. But just wanted to go ahead and get that metagel. There is a fair bit of metagel and other resources around in case you are having a little bit more difficulty with this mission than what we're having. Just go ahead. And boom. Nice and easy. Only reason we took him out before coming to get this was if, again, like I mentioned in an earlier episode, I believe, if you get hit while you are doing this, it will kick you out. And I believe it locks you out permanently. But nice 4,800 credits there. So we're already almost at 5 grand for the mission, which is going to be helpful because something that I'm sure you guys noticed is that with each kind of section here, you're going to have a new little like hub world that you unlock as you continue to progress through the game. So like for the first part, they wanted you to start off doing things in Omega, right? And you had lots of merchants there so you could buy upgrades.
Seems to be some kind of stasis field. Keeps you conscious but completely helpless.
They've been like this a long time.
But then you also have the Citadel that you can go to, so we're about to get another one once we finish with this area, so that's why you want to make sure that you are choosing wisely what you're spending your money on for the upgrades, because you want to basically be prioritizing stuff for you, and then if you happen to have the extra credits to go help your squad out with some upgrades, feel free. So you see right there is the particle beam, and that's the weapon that you saw the collectors using before. So you can come over here and grab it, and now you have access to that. And it's usually the heavy weapon that I go and use for the rest of the game, because it's just pretty well rounded. And we're about to, obviously, if they, hint hint, if they're giving you a new heavy weapon or a new ability or something, it's probably a good hint that there's about to be a fight happening.
I am assuming direct control. This is true power.
Alright, so quick rundown. You will notice that one of those projectiles is very slow moving, so if that one hits you and you're behind cover, it will make you get up and you will be getting shot at. So you really want to be careful and make sure that you're not getting hit by those. You can sometimes redirect it by getting up when your shields are up, and it'll kind of like adapt to that, and you can get it to either go a little higher and overshoot you, or maybe you get lucky and it targets somebody else. But let's get back into the fight here. We're not gonna prioritize Harbinger first. We're gonna get one of the little guys over here first, because he's in a bit of a more threatening position on us.
Firing a high impact shot.
So those little fast ones that he's firing are basically like little mini incinerates. So if your shields are already down, it's going to just constantly be doing like a damage over time on you basically. So you see how now Miranda's kind of on fire.
This should slow him down.
You cannot resist.
So we got him. Now we got a guy over here to the left and a guy right here in front of us.
There we go!
So you see we can almost headshot the drones, but the defenders and everybody else there.
How's that one? This should slow him down.
Not so much. Now there's the second wave. So just, you know, continue to play it smart.
Custom shot ready.
And there's one more there. So you see how when they get taken over, they immediately get that armor and barrier and everything.
Intervention is necessary.
And they can do that basically at any given point in time that they feel like.
Assuming control.
Now, obviously, the Locust is very good at taking down the shields. Miranda kind of got a little froze up there. So there we go. Now she
Mount that one!
Yeah, a little late for that warp there, Miranda. So we got more barriers here. Miranda's about to go down, so I'm not gonna use any abilities for her, even if she has some.
Firing a high impact shot. Taking heavy fire.
It's always nice when you go and use an ability with one of your squad mates and then the enemy targets you immediately afterwards. Just one of those funny things that happens. So we're going to incinerate on him. Use concussive shot there. And there you go. Nice and easy. Obviously don't want to waste metagel on a little tiny engagement like that. You'll want to save it for like the bigger, harder boss fights. And then, you know, just be keeping your eye out for research and things like that. We already went through over there. If you go into here, actually, let's see. Because I think that there's still something over here that we can get. Don't bother going up that way. That's the same room that we were in before. Yeah, it's right here. This computer. Another $3,000. And then we already got the power cells over there, so if you needed to replenish your weapons ammo there for your newly found particle beam. Now this, whenever you have a door to unlock and things like that, is always the exception to where you can mess this door up as many times as you want, and it's not gonna lock you out. But if it's not like a quest related door, then it's gonna usually lock you out and stuff. But since it's locked, there's probably gonna be somebody in here, hiding from the Seekers, just like there was with Freedom's Progress.
Company, get out here, now!
You're human. What are you doing out here? You lead them right here.
They knew you were here.
You had to hear them try to get in. Seems like it's hard to hide from the collectors.
Those things are collectors? You mean, they're real? I thought they were just made up, you know, propaganda to keep us in Alliance space. No, they got Lilith. I saw her go down. Sten, too. They got damn near everybody.
Who are you?
What's your name? What do you do here?
Name's Delan. Mechanic. I came down to check on the main grid after we lost our comm signals. And I heard screaming. I looked outside and there was swarms of bugs. Everyone they touched just froze. I sealed the doors. Damn it, it's the Alliance's fault. They stationed that Chief Williams here and built those defense towers. It made us a target.
So if you investigate, it kind of just goes and continues along the same lines. One second, guys, I gotta sneeze. Okay, sorry about that. So, kind of just continues around his same kind of conspiracy, everything is the Alliance's fault type deal. So, if you ask about the defense towers, he's gonna say basically the same thing that you heard Ashley and Lilith talking about there before the attack, where, hey, yeah, it's great that we got these, you know, guns, but they can't shoot straight, so why would they give us those guns? And it's kind of why he's blaming the Alliance for the problems and thinking that they're, you know, making the colony a target, when realistically it's just because the collectors are actually just targeting remote colonies, because obviously if you're in there in the middle of Citadel space, that's going to go a little bit more noticed. But anyways, we could use those towers.
If you have defenses, we can use them against the collector ship.
You'd need to calibrate the targeting system first. It's never worked right.
We can figure it out. Just tell us where to find it.
Head for the main transmitter on the other side of the colony. Pretty hard to miss. The targeting controls are at the base.
And then I always just tell him to wait here, because he ain't gonna go out there with you, because obviously he's kind of like that space dock worker that we met back on Eden Prime in our first Let's Play, where he is just like, yeah, nope, I am hiding until everybody is gone.
It's probably just better if you stay out of the way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'll let you out, but I'm locking the door behind you. I'm not taking any chances. Good luck. I think you're gonna need it.
So again, you got another metagel in case you had to use one there in that first engagement. Got another safe there. If you want to go ahead and change your weapons loadout, in case you're just really not digging having the little particle beam over here, you can swap back to like the cane or anything like that, which I don't think you can have the cane at this point in the game because you haven't had enough heavy weapons. So like, if anything, you could like, I guess, go and swap it to, you know, the missile launcher or something else. But like I said, I usually just stick with the particle beam. But then, you know, you got your platinum over there. And this is where the mission actually kind of starts to get a little bit more challenging. If you want to, you can go back this way to give yourself a little bit more space, but just be mindful of putting yourself in a corner on this particular mission.
Enemies in front!
So we're going to get our sniper rifle put on here. We're going to use our shield. And then as you can see there, we dropped him pretty quick.
Here we go!
Assuming control of this.
If we had reloaded, we had a chance there to try to get him before that. But it's all good.
Our harbinger.
And then if you shoot these guys at the hip, it will take their legs out and automatically lance them for you.
Feel this.
Which can be pretty helpful. Miranda probably about to go down, by the way.
Evolution cannot be stopped.
So, highly recommend, again, leave someone alone. So it explodes like that slow projectile. But luckily her shields are up now, so hopefully it won't be too much damage on her. Yeah.
Your form is fragile.
And then in case you're wondering why we keep on going
Concussive shot
right
ready.
there before we're sending off these shots, it's because we get bonus damage there. And now you'll notice that since it's not on our wall here, we're not getting knocked up by that, and that's actually why this is a good defensive spot for you.
You will know pain.
And then as you can see, once his shields are down, it's actually very easy for us to take care of Harbinger. These guys over here, these Scions, as long as you stay behind cover, they basically can't hurt you because their little wave thing there is kind of like Harbinger's little mini incinerates. It's just gonna constantly deal a little bit of damage to you and just prevent your shields or your health from regenerating, whichever one you happen to have that you're on. And then it basically takes your shields out in one shot most of the time, so just be careful. So like right now we don't want to have Garrus doing anything really, just because. Okay, well, I was gonna say we can have Miranda do it, but Miranda just went down because they both just got hit by the same guy. So you can hit right there. Like, kind of the easiest way to deal with them is if you have Miranda up, is to just go and allow yourself to just kind of incinerate them down over time. So you see how now we don't have our shields regenerating. But then once the glow stops, basically, you're back to being, you know, good to go. And then as you can see there, whenever you don't have your Garrus should take him out with like 2 more shots, because we can't really get up right now. Whenever you've got someone pretty long range like this, personally recommend that you just switch to your assault, to your submachine gun if you don't have any more sniper ammo left. Now, you will notice there that even though I went into my cloak, right, my shields didn't regenerate. That's because, like I said in the beginning, if you use your tactical cloak, no shield regeneration, no health regeneration, no nothing. So like if you're using it because you're in a pinch, then you need to have in mind a spot you're going to reposition to that is going to keep you safe, because once that cloak wears off, you're going to be right back to, you know, 0 HP, 1 HP, whatever it was that you cloaked at. So just go on through your buildings here, same as before, and just be looking for your upgrades.
I'll take it.
So we got our first biotic damage increase of the game there. So you can go up there like that, or you can go up on this one.
It's odd we haven't run across more frozen colonists.
The collectors have already loaded them onto their ship. We're running out of time.
There's another one in here somewhere. Yeah. There's the computer. And then you just come right on back down over here. And you're good to go because we already got the power cells there. And there's nothing in this one. But this is by far the hardest part of this mission. So everything else up until now has kind of just been a bit of a warm up for you. But this is going to be multiple waves of attacks, multiple different enemy types. So be very cautious when you're first getting in here. So I usually either come over here to these 2 areas or try to be over there. If I just get completely caught off guard, back here by this truck is also a good little spot, because you see that there's a Scion over there, and there's actually also a second one over here. And this little red dot on our minimap is from a husk, so you kind of want to give yourself as much time as possible to be
taking cover.
Go ahead and get her into cover, because obviously otherwise they're just gonna get taken out by the husks.
He
and
goes.
Again, just bear in mind, if you see somebody flashing red, the way that Garrus just was, really don't want to be having them use their abilities, because then they just gonna die. Which he ended up repositioning anyways. So, a little bit unfortunate there. And now Miranda is also gone. Okay, so at this point we're probably gonna need to use Unity next for our... But we might just go ahead and reload. Maybe I can reposition here. So see, that's kind of what I was talking about, where if we can just reposition, sometimes it's gonna be fine. Alright, I'm gonna not use that ability, so that way we can dodge that. So, you know, having two of them can be very not fun. So, at this point, we're actually good. We can easily fight this out by ourselves and not waste any metagel, and continue to save our metagel for the later parts of this whole little area. Because, spoiler alert, we're basically going to be here for the entire rest of the mission. Like, you're not going to get out of this area, so go ahead. Okay. Whew. Barely had enough time for that. Alright, so this is what I'm saying, where you can just use it to reposition just like that. And now you just wait for your shields to come on back up. I'm going to try to continue to focus the one that we've already been shooting at here. And then, you know, just be watching, kind of use your minimap. There's your peripheral. Alright, so that's numero uno down. So now you just got this guy. If you want, like I was saying before, you guys really don't have to be in a rush on this. If you want to just only use Incinerate and not use any ammo at all whatsoever when you're taking these guys out, you can do that. Now I am going to go ahead and switch to our heavy pistol, just because it's going to be a little bit better. For dealing with his armor. It's still not gonna be like, oh my gosh, it's the most effective thing of all time. So that's a little bit of what I was talking about earlier, where you can actually like interact with things through walls. Didn't really mean to try to go into the hand thing. You guys notice this thing will keep respawning.
There's the transmitter.
So that way you basically don't ever run out of ammo. But now you can go ahead and hack it up here. Don't know why I just hit that one. There's the right one. And there we go.
Normandy, do you copy?
Joker here. Signal's weak, Commander, but we got you.
We need help with these towers.
Edie, can you get the colony's defense towers online?
Errors in the calibration software are easily rectified, but it will take time to bring the towers to full power. I recommend a defensive posture. I will not be able to mask the increased generator output.
Once they know this, the collectors will try to stop it.
Hold them off. Got it.
We'll stop them. Easy enough.
Maybe not. Enemy reinforcements closing in. I suggest you ready weapons.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and swap back to our sniper rifle and basically go back to that same little fallback position that I was talking about before, where like you really want them to be
grabbing cover.
Over there.
Taking cover. Of this fall.
Because it is not going to be fun if you start losing them early.
You cannot resist.
This should slow them down.
So as you can see there, we've got most of their barrier down on him.
This hurts you.
Trouble ahead.
So that's what I'm talking about, where they are going to go and stagger us here. Now there's a husk, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn around, reposition back behind this, and then after that we should be.
Your form is fragile.
We should be good.
Your form is fragile.
Then we'll go ahead and you notice I saved my abilities there, right? Because we want to make sure that we keep them off of us.
Emergency power up. Please hold the defense tower.
This is what you face. My attacks will tear you apart.
So we can just go ahead and do incinerate.
If I must tear you apart, Shepard,
he's gone.
I will. Got it.
Obviously
this should slow him down.
Low on our ammo again.
Felt that one.
Got him. Just stay behind your cover there. And we'll go ahead and switch to our submachine gun here.
Taking heavy fire.
Just continue to go ahead and use your abilities there when you can.
Concussive shot ready. I'm on it.
Be right there.
Alright, so then for this next part,
Get ready.
they're going to come in
Gotta be more.
right here. So, easiest thing that I have found when it comes to trying to do this is come right here, snipe this guy that's going to spawn in right there, and then after that you can just go back to kind of moving in between here and there, is what I have found to be the most effective. Is if you can just get this guy for free right here, then that enables you to go and just focus on the husks right here.
Reinforcement. Nice to be noticed.
Whenever you can get that double incinerate, it's great. Then go ahead and do it.
Now let's finish you off.
And stay down.
Assuming control of this form. The dead are useless.
That was close. Go ahead and use Tac Cloak here. Actually, maybe not. we'll wait and see how.
This is true power, if I must tear you
I thought
apart.
I dodged out on that. Okay, so definitely using tactical cloak here, then using warp, and then repositioning over to here, where Miranda is. Same reason as before.
This hurts you.
Just because we gotta make sure that we're not in a position to just be constantly getting exposed.
Tax will tear you
Warp on
apart.
him.
And stay down.
So, you know, we got a nice little crossfire going on over here. And then he's good to go. We got a few others dropping in here. Gonna go ahead and put our sniper rifle back out. Unfortunately, Garrus is down now.
I know you feel this.
Most of the hard part of this is actually over. Okay, that was kind of weird that he just got back up there out of nowhere. I'll take it. We're about to get staggered right here.
Continue to protect the tower.
We're going to use our cloak. Drop that one.
You cannot resist. Your foot is fragile.
If that ever happens to you, by the way, and you just look up and Harbinger's right there, you kind of just want to hope that you already have him low. Otherwise, it ain't gonna be good.
Get ready. There's got to be more.
Again, same concept as before, where you just really want to be over here. Because they're gonna jump you back out into the middle anyways, so. Next part. So for this guy, you want to get as much damage done as possible on this one.
We need that system online.
Whenever you see the eyes light up like that, that means, hey, you about to shoot.
Whatever that is, don't get too close.
My attack was ineffective.
And then whenever he goes down like that, just know, don't be anywhere near that guy. Literally just don't be anywhere near that guy. Like I said before, you can use Incinerate on barrier. It's not gonna really be like effective. That was very unfortunate spacing by me. Really thought that I was a little bit lower than that. So we're gonna go ahead and burn cloak here, because otherwise he's just gonna shoot us, and it's gonna make it not very good for us right now. You basically, the system here is go and do as much damage as possible while the shields are down, and then just swap on back. When he does that, that's the reason you don't want to be anywhere near him, is because it's basically just gonna insta-kill you.
High impact shot.
And then, like, even if you're over here, sometimes if you're underneath him, it will still glitch out and attack you. And like, I'm not talking a little bit, I'm talking like, it's just gonna be like, oh hey, by the way,
Down.
caps lock instead of shift. That's never a good thing. Okay, yes, that is gonna hit. That was close. Go ahead and just incinerate again.
Firing a high impact shot.
Alright, point,
attack
so
didn't work.
get way the heck away there. Attack cloak to get the bonus damage there.
Vector vessel is taking damage.
Same thing as before. Just use your cloak there, because obviously, until you go and get his barrier down here, Incinerate is not going to be very useful. I'm just going to go ahead and swap over to our heavy weapon now. That's what I was talking about right there. See, we still almost died, even for being that far away. And that right there, kids, is why we are always careful. So, for right now, until our shields are back up, we ain't doing nada. So, we're just gonna keep chilling right here.
My attack was ineffective.
So see, that also happens sometimes where if you take too long, then it will just go and
down.
it'll just go and instantly drop itself there. Let's go, guy, get out. Alright.
I'm ready.
We're just gonna cloak. Yep. Ooh, that might be. That was almost GG right there, boys. Cloak.
Slow him down. Now let's finish you out. Attack was ineffective.
Not even close. Alright, so
Please protect the defense tower
that's basically going to be it for that one. And then obviously the collectors then decide, well, okay, we kind of got to get out of here now.
No! Don't let him get away!
It's too late.
There's nothing we can do. They're gone.
Half the colony's in there. They took Egan and Sam and Lilith. Do something!
I'm sorry.
I didn't want it to end this way. I did what I could.
More than most, Shepard.
Shepard? Wait. I know that name. Sure, I remember you. You're some type of big Alliance hero.
Commander Shepard.
Not just an
Captain
Alliance
of the Normandy,
hero.
the first human Spectre, savior of the Citadel. You're in the presence of a god, Delan, back from the dead.
I don't know about all of that
people we
now.
lost and you get left behind. Figures. Screw this. I'm done with you Alliance types.
I thought you were dead, Commander. We all did.
It's good to see you again, Ash.
It's been too long, Ash. How have you been?
That's it? You show up after 2 years and act like nothing's happened? I would have followed you anywhere, Commander. I thought you were gone. You were more than our commander. Why didn't you try to contact me? Why didn't you let me know you were alive?
Now, it literally doesn't matter, you know, what your response is here, or whoever your survivor is, whether it's Caden, whether it's Ashley, whatever, you're going to be like the biggest salt factory of all time. So you can really just say whatever you want, but I still use the Paragon options because that's what we're doing is the Paragon playthrough. But, sorry I was kinda on, a slab being a pile of goop for the last 2 years. I couldn't really, dial you up on a cell phone or anything.
I was out for 2 years. You've moved on with your career and your life. Why reopen old wounds?
I moved on. But here you are, pulling me back in. And now we've got reports about you and Cerberus.
Reports? You mean you already knew?
Alliance intel said Cerberus could be behind our missing colonies. We got a tip that this one could be the next to get hit. I went to Anderson, but he wouldn't talk. But there were rumors that you weren't dead. Worse, that you were working for the enemy.
Cerberus isn't the enemy.
Our colonies are disappearing. The Alliance turned its back on them. Cerberus is the only group willing to do something about it.
Bullshit. I know what Cerberus is like. They talk about putting humans first, but at what cost? I wanted to believe that you were alive. I just never expected anything like this. You've turned your back on everything we stood for.
I'm not a traitor, Ash.
Ash, you know me. You know I'd only do this for the right reason. You saw it yourself. The Collectors are targeting human colonies, and they're working with the Reapers.
I'd like to believe you, Shepard, but I don't trust Cerberus. And it worries me that you do. What did they do to you? What if they're behind it? What if they're the ones working with the Collectors?
Typical Alliance attitude. You're so focused on Cerberus that you're blind to the real threat.
You're too emotional, Ash.
You're letting how you feel about their history get in the way of facts.
Or maybe you feel like you owe Cerberus because they saved you. Maybe it's you. Doesn't matter. I still know where my loyalties lie. I'm an Alliance soldier. It's in my blood. I'm reporting back to the Citadel. I'll let them decide if they believe your story.
Don't go. Join me.
I could use someone like you in my crew, Ash. It'll be just like old times.
No, it won't. I'm no fan of aliens, but Cerberus has a history of being extremist. I'll never work for a group like that. So long, Commander. Good luck.
Joker, send the shuttle to pick us up. I've had enough of this colony.
And so that is going to be the end of the mission there. As you guys saw, we got our usual little end-screen mission here. We got a new heavy weapon. Got 2 research projects that we're going to be doing. Also got 60 grand, which is going to be awesome, and 2,000 more platinum. And then, we're going to have a little conference here with the Elusive Man, of course.
Shepard, good work on Horizon. Hopefully the Collectors will think twice before attacking another colony.
I didn't save everyone.
It's not a victory. We interrupted the Collectors, but they still abducted half the colony.
That's better than an entire colony, and more than we've accomplished since the abductions began. The Collectors will be more careful now, but I think we can find another way to lure them in.
Another way?
Ash said the Alliance got a tip about me and Cerberus. Is that you?
I may have let it slip that you were alive, and with Cerberus.
You risked the lives of my friend, my crew, and that entire colony, just to lure the Collectors there?
A calculated risk. I suspected the Collectors were looking for you, or people connected to you. Now I know for certain. I told you I wouldn't sit and wait while the Reapers and Collectors gather strength. Besides, they would have hit another colony eventually, and without a way to predict which one, they would have abducted everyone.
No more colonies get hit.
We have to make sure they don't abduct anyone else.
I want the Collectors stopped for that very reason. That's why we're doing this, Shepard. I'm devoting all resources to finding a way through the Omega-4 relay. We have to hit them where they live. Your team will need to be strong, as will their resolve. There's no looking back. The same goes for you. Can I assume you've put your past relationships behind you?
That's off limits.
None of your damn business.
If it affects the mission, better you should leave it behind. Shepard, once you find a way through the Omega-4 relay to the Collector homeworld, there's no guarantee you'll return. To have any hope of surviving, you and your entire team must be fully committed to this.
My team is strong.
Let me worry about them. You just find us a way to the Collector homeworld.
I just want to be upfront about your odds. You'll need everyone at their best. I've forwarded 3 more dossiers. Keep building your team while I find a way through the relay. And be careful, Shepard. The collectors will be watching you.
See, I thought you wanted everybody at minimum strength when we did this mission so that we could fail. That's what I thought the point was. Like...
I guess we're really gonna do it. Hit the Omega-4 relay. Take the fight to the collectors in person. Looking forward to the action. After seeing what those bastards did on Horizon, though, makes you think.
We can do this.
They're powerful, but we've got a few tricks for them. If anyone can stop them, we can.
No argument there, Commander. Horizon just made it hit home. What we're doing, what we're up against. Gonna go take care of a little unfinished business. I imagine everyone else is too. Getting some closure, you know?
Now see, it's always struck me as kind of weird that they have Jacob there after that whole conversation, because to me it would make a little bit more sense to have put Garrus there, since he's, you know, the person who actually has, like, the most investment into it. But I guess the reason they picked Jacob was because, you know, him and Miranda are the only, like, humans that we have on the crew right now, aside from, you know, Zaid and Kasumi and Jack, which obviously Jack doesn't care about anybody. Then, you know, you've got Zaid obviously is just gonna sit there and give you a bunch of expletives about how, you know, he doesn't care and he just wants to go blow up the Collector homeworld, basically. But just something interesting that I always kind of thought was kind of funky that they did. But that is actually going to be where we ended the episode for today, you guys. As always, thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. It really helps the channel grow and helps support the series. So without any further ado, we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.